Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Arjuna had offered very sincere prayers to the Lord after seeing this divine expression of the Absolute. In these divine expressions, we have seen the following things. First, we have seen the Nirgun Nirakar aspect, then Saguna Nirakar aspect, then Saguna Sakar. After having seen all these together, and yet the truth is beyond all these expressions. And this is what Arjuna had explained in his prayer, that you are Param Nidhanam, you are the supreme abode of the total manifest world. Tvamadideva Purusha Puranaha. And as a result of this prayer, Bhagwan now replies, because there was a request from Arjun, Teneva Rupena Chaturbhujena Sahasrabaho Bhava Vishwamurte. Please reduce, come back to that form which is already known to me, which is easier for me to comprehend. And therefore, Arjunam Bhitam Upalabhya Upasamhrutya Vishwarupam Priyavachanena Ashvasayan Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Arjunam Bhitam Upalabhya, when Bhagavan saw that Arjuna is frightened, and therefore Upasamhrutya Vishwarupam, withdrawing this divine manifestation, vision which Arjuna had, Priyavachanena Ashvasayan, by very loving words, giving confidence to Arjun, Bhagwan Sri Krishna said, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Prasannena Tavarjunedam Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yogat Tejomayam Vishwamanantamadhyam Yanme Tvadannena na Drishta Purvam Maya Prasannena Prasado Namatvai Anugraha Buddhi Tadvatta Prasannena Maya. So by me, who is this me? Prasanna. I am extremely happy and pleased. So, this is the Anugraha Buddhi. The grace of the Lord descends in our life as the ability to recognize the divinity in and through all the experiences. So it is because of the divine grace alone we have all the abilities. And the basic ability is the Shraddha. Jaya tad vastu upalabhyate. Therefore it is something like, the two sides of a coin. One is head, other is tail. So, the same principle, when looked upon from the absolute point of view towards the relative existence, is called as grace. And the same principle looked upon from the relative standpoint to the absolute is called as faith, Shraddha. Principle is the same. So, maya prasannena anugraha buddhi tvai nama prasadaha, and prasade sarva dukkhanam ha nirasya upajayate. When the Lord is prasanna, prasada, then only the things move in our life. Therefore, all our spiritual practice is to make the God happy. Now, to make the God happy, we should not mistake that he is miserable at present, make him happy. No. The Lord will be happy if we are becoming an instrument through which he can express. You know the tragedy of the Lord? He doesn't have the mouth to speak. He doesn't have the hands to work. He doesn't have the mind to feel. So he is searching. If he has to work in this world, he is searching for those hands which are free. See? Our hands are part-time available to the Lord, not fully available. Our mind is not at all available. So, here Bhagavan says, Maya prasannena, the divine grace flows in our life, then we become more and more capable, more and more qualified, so that the Lord can select us to reveal His presence through us. Maya prasannena tava he Arjuna idam padam rupam vishwarupam darshitam. Idam param rupam, not padam. So, Maya prasannena, because I am extremely happy with you, and out of my own choice, I have shown you my this divine supreme expression, Vishwarupam. Darshitam Atma Yogat. Atma Yogat means Atmanaha Ishwarasya Samarthyat. I have not shown you my divine form under any compulsion. First, there is no other reason. Second, third, without anybody's help. Fourth, without taking permission from anybody. Because I am Atma Samarthyat. So, Atmanaha Aishwaryasya Samarthyat. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Pashyame Yogameshwaram. See my powers. I can do, undo anything I desire. So, Atmanaha Aishwaryasya Samarthyat Atma Yogat Idam Param Rupam Maya Prasannena He Arjuna Tavadarsitam. I showed you this divine form. And what are this form? Tejomayam Vishwam Anantamadyam. Tejaprayam. Tejaprayam means what? That which is an expression of immaculate purity without any blemish of biasness is called as Tejas. Where there is brightness, there is no bias. Where there is bias, there is no brightness. So, Tejaprayam Vishwam Samastam, this whole, Anantam Antarahitam, without end, Adau Bhavam Adyam, and that which is the first. So, Yat Rupam Me Mama Tvat Annena Tvattaha Annena Kenachit Na Drishtapurvam. So, this form of mind that you have seen is shown to you because of my own choice, grace, my powers, my freedom. And this is shown by me with my own choice, without anybody's help. And other than you, hey Arjun, nobody has ever had seen, experienced this divine form. Now here, Mahatma has raised some questions that Yashoda Mata had seen when Bhagavan Sri Krishna was eating the clay, Vishwarup, So in his mouth only she has seen something little, just for a fraction of a second. And she got frightened. And there was nothing that she has seen, the different aspects, what Arjuna has seen, all details. Vishwam cha dronam cha jayadratham cha, nothing of that sort. Similarly, this Vishwarup was, not this, Vishwarup was also seen in the, that big congregation where Duryodhana wanted to catch Bhagavan Krishna. So he has made a plan. When Krishna comes in this assembly, we'll just tie him down with the ropes. So that plan was afloat, is to be done. That time, who tells? Vidur or somebody tells, don't do that. If you are doing that, at least use the silken rope. Don't use the choir rope. It's so hurting. So that time when Duryodhana wanted to catch Bhagavan Sri Krishna, that time he shows his Vishwarup. So, second time. This was the third time. But those expressions of the Lord were only for a particular purpose at that particular moment. Here Bhagavan has showed him exhaustive, elaborate. And therefore, Bhagavan says, Tvadanena na drushtapurvam. Other than you, nobody has ever seen this. Atmanaha mama rupa darshanena krutartha eva tvam samvritta iti tatstauti. And by this vision of mine, what you have seen is the fulfillment of existence. And therefore, this vision that you have seen, that vision is glorified by the Lord. How great, unique this vision you had. Why and how it is great and unique? 48th verse. Na veda yajñādhyayanair na dānaihi na chakriyābhir na tapobhirugraihi. Evam rupa shakya ahanruloke. Drashtum tvadanyena kuru pravira. We must always remember that Arjuna was not an ordinary mortal like any one of us. He was born out of the divine sanctions of the divine powers. Born to Kunti Mata with the mantra shakti, with the invocation of Indra. And that is why he had a free access to the Swarga. And he was so handsome, so powerful. So when he went to the Swargalok, there this Urvashi or maybe Menaka, one of these Apsaras, they are supposed to be dedicated to Indra. And Arjuna is the son of Indra. So those Apsaras, they said to spend some time with Arjuna. Arjuna refused. He said, I can't think of it, because you belong to Indra and to me he is like my dad. Therefore, drop this idea from your mind. And therefore, that Apsara becomes angry and curses him. That for 1 year you will remain impotent. And that curse will be applicable on you whenever you choose. Because I love you so much. And then when Arjuna has to live in incognito in the palace of that Virat, the king Virat, that time Arjuna takes up that form of Bruhandala and he teaches music and Kathakali and Bharatanatyam to Uttara, to whom was born Parikshit. So, there also Uttara, when she is learning everything from Arjuna, and afterwards when she comes to know that he is Arjuna, then she also wants to marry him. She said, what is this? Everybody is after me. He said, you get married to my son. And this is how the whole story goes. So to that Arjuna, this divine vision was given. And therefore here Bhagavan says, na veda, na yajna, na adhyayaihi, na danaihi, na cha kriyabhihi, na cha tapobhihi ugraihi. None of these methods, evam rupa shakya ahanruloke, in this mortal world, this rupa that you have seen, na drashtum tvad annena kuru pravira. Nobody has ever seen, nobody can ever see. So, these are the normal means of attaining God's grace. First is Veda Adhyayana. Om Dasrashija Bruyas Adranadazan Vomim Shtato Viddad Angunam Vedakam Dharmam. You go, in these Veda Pathshalas, it is such a great fun to see the small batus, they are sitting and then they go on doing like this, and different Vedas. For example, if it is, let us take, Rigveda, then in the Rigveda they have got a different, they do like this. From this probably that cross which used the Jesus, it must have come from that only, it comes like that. So, by this Veda Adhyan, by chanting the Vedas, this form of mind can never be seen. Thank God we are not chanted. Possibly it is there. Second, na yajna. Then the second is by doing the great yajnas so that I will be able to see this divine form, forget. Then na veda, na yajna, then adhyayanaihi. So Bhagavan Shankar has interpreted that Veda Adhyayana, Yajna Adhyayana, Siddhatvat Pruthak. So, you do the study of the Yajnas, study of the Vedas. Study of the Yajna means what? You have to learn how to put the bricks together, how to light the fire, and when you are putting the ahuti, you are told now put the milk offered to the fire, and you put so much of milk, the fire dies away. So everything has to be learned is taught. So Veda, Yajna, Adhyayanaihi, or by study of the scriptures. Further, Na Danaihi, Bhagavan says, Na Danaihi, Tula Purushadibihi. If you go to Kerala, this tradition is in Kerala. Bhagavan Shankara was a Keralite. There the tradition, if you go to Guruvayur temple, there people give the danam by weighing according to their weight. So they will go, there is a tula there, the scale. You go and sit in that. So there was somebody's birthday and I was there in that temple. Swamiji, we want to do your tula bhar. I said, why? I had no birthday. No, not your. For my birthday, I want to give your weight. I said, gold? No. Then, what is that? Banana. I said, hat terikit. So, they give the charity donation according to the weight of one's own body. So, I will donate the weight of my body gold to the Lord or to the temple or to the poor. Any amount of charity you do, it has nothing to do with the divine vision. Then, danaihi tula purushadibihi nacha kriyabihi agnihotradibihi shrautradibihi. Not the different types of regular agnihotra, regular kriya, etc. And na chat na api tapobihi ugraihi chandrayanadibihi ugraihi ghoraihi. And there are many these various kinds of tapasya. They are extremely difficult. You know, there is one, this Chandrayana tapas, and in that there are also 2-3 degrees of intensity. First is, you take 1 bite on the Pratipada, the first day, 2 bites on the second day, 3 bites on the third day, 15 bites on the Purnima, then start reducing 14, 13, 12, like that, and this Amavasya, nothing. This is one. The second one is that you feed the grains to the cow. And when you feed grains to the cow, and that is also limited quantity, not any quantity, limited quantity to the cow, and the cow will eat that, it will not be digested in cow's stomach. It will be thrown out in the dung. Then you collect that dung and separate it out from the dung, and then out of that make something and eat. How problem? Tapasya we have to do. So there are many kinds of ghoraihi, ugraihi, tapobihi. By many tapasyas one may do. And yet, evam rupaha yatha darshitam vishwa rupam yasya saha aham evam rupaha. So the me who has shown you my divine form, in the same form, shakyaha na ahan ruloke manushya loke. In this mortal world, it is not possible for anyone to see this. And that too also, that's why I told you the story of Arjun, and Arjun was not belonging to the mortal world for all the time. He had just come for fulfilling the mission of the Lord. Therefore, aham nroloke manushya loke drashtum tvad annena tvattaha annena kuru pravira. So, O best among the Kuru family, nobody has seen this divine form other than you, and it can never be attained by any means of attainment in this world or in the other world. Therefore, the vision that Arjuna had, it was only because the grace of the Lord. Now see, if we become aware of the grace of the Lord, then we will come to know that every moment of our life is a celebration. Only thing we are not able to recognize how the divine grace alone is keeping us going in this world. So, after having told this, then Arjuna was frustrated, dejected, frightened. So Bhagavan is now soothing him, giving him the assurance. Yogakshemam vahamyam LIC. Ma te vyatha ma cha vimudha bhavo. Društva rupam ghoramidrung mamedam. Vyapeta bhi pritamana punastvam. Tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. Mate vyatha, ma bhutate bhayam. Mate vyatha, don't be frightened now, enough. Mate vyatha, ma bhutate bhayam. Macha vimudha bhavaha, vimudha chittata. Because Arjuna said, Disho na jane na lavecha sharma. I am totally disoriented. I do not know what is what, where I am, what is happening. So Bhagavan says, Macha vimuda bhavaha. Give up this disorientation. So first of all, give up your fear, give up this disorientation, which you have gained, društva rupam ghora idrum mamedam. So, društva upalabhya rupam ghoram idrug yatha darshitam mamaidam. So, having seen my this terrible form. Now, this terrible form is a terrible form only because Arjuna had seen it as with a biased mind. He had this understanding, God is everything. Ha 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 ha, goody goody, goody goody, goody goody. And this is where we go wrong in life. This did not happen with Prahlad. See, Prahlad, he was such a great devotee like Bhagavan, Arjuna like Bhagavan's devotee. So when the Lord appeared through the pillar, his father asked, you say your Lord is everywhere, is he in the pillar? I don't know, it should be. He was fully established in that vision. And when the Lord came out of the pillar in the form of that Narasimha, everybody was frightened except Prahladji. See, if you have accepted the divine in every name and form, the fear can never be. In Bhagavad Mahapuran it comes, even Lakshmi Amma was little disturbed. Because when his terrible form was seen, Brahmaji, they ran away. This is not our business. You manage, I can't do it. Because he doesn't belong to my creation. He is from other creation. In my creation, this sample is never seen anywhere. I don't produce this way, half body human being or half this thing. I am not cloned as it. Lakshmiji refused. He said, my Narayana is not like this. It can't be though. And then ultimately, when all of them request Prahladji, he goes very comfortably, casually nearer to the Lord. And when the Lord lifts him and with that terrible lion face starts licking and kissing him, he says, Mummy, dekho kya ho raha? Vyapeta bhihi, no fear. Therefore, Mati vyatha macha vimuda bhavaha društva rupam ghoram idrum mamedam. So, mamaidam ghoram rupam društva yatha darshitam ma vyatha bhut macha vimuda chittata bhut. Now, vyapeta bhihi, vyapeta bhi vigata bhayaha. Now, give up your fear from your mind. And pritamanaha chassan punaha bhuyaha. And again calm down your mind. So remove the fear and again go back to your cheerful, blissful state of the mind. Pritamana chasan punab bhuyaha tvam tad eva chaturbhujam shankha chakra gadadharam tava ishtam rupam idam prapashya. And now look upon. Now you will again see the same form which is very dear to you and which is Chaturbhujam Shankha Chakra Gadadharam. That particular form, Prapashya, please see. In this manner, Bhagavan has assured Arjuna that there is nothing in this world to be afraid of if you have seen me in and through everywhere. So, Sanjay Maharaj was talking to Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya uvacha ityarjunam vasudevastathoktva स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः आश्वासयामास च भीतमेनम् भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्महात्मा इति एवं अर्जुनं वासुदेवः तथा भूतवचनम् उक्त्वा thus Bhagavan Vasudeva Sri Krishna having spoken to Arjuna these last 3 verses, Vasudeva Gruhe Jatam Rupam Darshayamasa Darshitavan. So he has shown him the same form by which Bhagavan has appeared in the house of Vasudeva, that is the Chaturbhuja Rupa. Because when Bhagavan Sri Krishna manifested, we cannot call it birth, because Bhaya Prakata Krupala, he manifested. Before this Vasudevji in the prison, the size of 8 years, with all the Shankar Chakra Gada Padma and with all the divine ornaments and everything. No child is born with the clothes and the toys with him, but he was born with everything. And after Bhagavan has shown his vision to Vasudevji, Devaki also became aware. And she also saw Bhagavan, and she says, you take away this form, because I want you only as my child. If I accept you in this form, I will never be able to love you. And then Bhagavan takes the small child form, and then the story goes. So, that time Bhagavan appeared before Vasudeva Devaki in the form of the Chaturbhuja Rupa, Shankar Chakra Gada Padma. So, Bhuneha Punaha Ashvayasayamasa cha Ashvasitavancha Bhitam Enam Bhutva Punaha Saumya Vapuhu Pasanna Deho Mahatma. So, Enam Bhitam, to this frightened Arjuna, Bhagavan has again assured, and with again the cheerful smiling face, he revealed his that original form with the 4 Shankar Chakra Gada Padma in his 4 hands. When this was seen by Arjuna, then what happened? Arjuna Uvacha Drushtvedam Manusham Rupam Tava Saumyam Janardana Idanim Asmi Samvruttaha Sacheta Prakritim Gataha. Arjuna says, Drishtva idam manusham rupam matsakam prasannam Tava saumyam janardana idanim adhuna asmi samvrataha sanjataha kim sachetaha prasanna chittaha prakritim swabhavam jagataha asmi. So, O Lord, now having seen your this normal human form, that Vishwarup was too much for me to behold. Therefore, I am very comfortable with this human form of yours, matsakam prasannam, and as my friend and as cheerful as ever. Hey, Saumyam, and is very calm and quiet and very pleasing, not Ugra. Hey Janardana, O Lord, Idanim, as a result of this, now Idanim, Aham Samvruttaha, Sanjataha, now I have regained. What regained? Sacheta, Prasanna Chittaha. Now I have regained my wits. Now I am back to my normal condition. Prakritim Swabhavam Gataha Jasmi. Now I am no more frightened. I am no more afraid. All my disorientation has disappeared the moment I have seen your this divine form. When Arjuna said that now he is normal, then Bhagavan again talks to him, because Bhagavan was talking to the abnormal Arjuna. When Arjuna said, that Teneva Rupena Chaturbhujena Sahasrabaho Bhava Vishwamurte. Now in that divine Vishwarup form, Bhagavan started telling him, Maya Prasannena Tava Arjuna, everything he told. Naveda Yajna Dhena Nidanahi. But that time Arjuna was so afraid and frightened. Whether he has heard to Bhagavan or not, God knows. Therefore Bhagavan again says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sudurdarshamidam Rupam Drishtavanasi Janmama Deva Apyasya Rupasya Nityam Darshana Kankshinaha. Now this thought is again as if repeated by Bhagavan, because Arjuna, to whom it was spoken, he has not told at that time that now I am absolutely comfortable, normal, now I will listen to you. That time he was frightened. He was disoriented in everything. So his only concern was that Lord returns back to his normal form. Because the divine form, even if he was closing the eyes, it was not disappearing. So what is to be done? So in that frightened form, when Lord said something, probably he has not understood. Therefore Bhagavan again as if repeats, Sudur Darsham, Sushtu Dukkhena Darshanam Asya iti Sudur Darsham. It is extremely difficult to have this vision. Idam Rupam Drishtavanasi Vanmama, this my Vishwarup form that you have seen, hey Arjun, Deva api asya mama rupasya nityam sarvada darshana kankshana. Even the gods are again and again wanting to have this complete vision of Vishwarup. Now see here, Deva, if you take the Adi Daivik, so the Adi Daivik Devatas are only limited in their own field. They cannot go beyond. For example, Surya will be going only in the field of colors and forms. The Dig Devata will work only in the field of the sounds. The Ashwini Kumaras will work only in the field of the smells, and so on. Therefore, even the Devatas are extremely desire of seeing me in this exhaustive, holistic understanding. So, Deva api asya rupasya nityam sarvada darshana kankshanaha darshanepsavaha api natvam iva drishtavantaha na drakshanti iti abhiprayaha. And although they are desirous of seeing, that means as regard their longing, desire is concerned, they are exactly like you. But they are not getting this vision because they are not capable. So one may have, that's what I told you in the beginning, one may have the desire. But do we have the capacity? This is what is one of the reasons of many children these days getting into depression. Because to some extent the parents are responsible. You know, I don't know whether there's one boy who has come, a grown-up young man, with his father, and the father is a medical practitioner, and yet he doesn't understand this simple thing. He must have forced his son to go to one particular discipline, maybe medicine, etc. And he is not capable. And when he is not capable, he is forced. And he, therefore, is constantly a failure. And as a failure, he has gone in depression. See? So why give these wrong hopes when we know that our child is not capable? There is nothing like, same case, happened with that one boy here. He was seeing that other children are doing very well, and therefore my son also should do very well in the 10th standard. What is your education qualification? How much your wife educated? Never. And do you expect that your son should be as intelligent as the son of the children of those parents who are extremely highly qualified? There is something called as the genes, material. But that we don't understand because they are playing together, physically staying together, and nothing to do with the intellectual capacities. And when we thus force them they become disgusted and depression comes. Here also, Bhagavan doesn't do that. You may have desire, but are you capable? So, Deva api asya darshasya rupasya nityam darshana kankshana. They want all the time. I said, okay, but I never give them this darshan because they will disappear. They won't be able to stand to this vision of mine. Nityam darshana kankshana. Now why this is so? Because how they have gone to the Deva's position? They have gone to the position of Devas by the positions which are, by the practices which are not capable. What is that? Naham vedair na tapasa na dane na chejjaya shakya evam vidho drashtum drushtavanyasi mam yatha na aham. See, Sri Krishna, na aham vedaihi, not by the study of the Vedas. All these gods which are referred in the scriptures, they were ordinary jivas. And they have done a lot of tapasya and sadhana and studies. And as a result, when these devas become these jivas become purified, they go in the higher and higher worlds. And when they go on higher world, then the Lord says, oh, this fellow is capable of doing some job. Then those jivas are called, hey, are you free? Do you want any job? Yes, I have got one job. Yes, sir, I am ready. Why? I have a post of, the Yama free. Yes, I can take that. Now tell me, what is the job? You have to go on killing the whole world. I don't like that. Who cares? That is your job. And this is how Yamaraj is established into that position. All the gods are in that position because of Veda, Tapasya, Dana, Yajna, etc. And I am not gained through this. Therefore, na ham vedaihi Rug Yaju Sama Atharva Vedaihi Chaturbihi Api Na Tapasa Ugrena Chandrayana Dina. By the Ugra Tapasya like Chandrayana Vrata etc. Na Danena Gobhu Hiranyadina. Or by donating the cows or the land or the gold etc. Naja Ijjaya Yadnena Pujaya Va. By doing a lot of Yadnya or the Puja. Shakya Evam Vidho Yatha darshita prakara drashtum drushtavan asi mam yatha tvam. So as you have seen me, this cannot be seen even by the gods, although they desire, because they have come to the position of the godhood by this sadhana of the Veda, Tapasya, Dana, etc. And they have that notion. When we can attain by our own efforts from the ordinary position of the mortals, we have become the gods. So we will see one day that Supreme Lord. And because of this arrogance, they may try, they may desire, they will never attain it. Oh, so there is no way out? Is there any way out? Yes, there is way out. What is that? Bhaktya tvananyaya shakyaha Ahamevam vidorjuna Jnatum drashtum cha tatvena Praveshtum cha parantapa. Yes, it is possible. Bhaktya by devotion, certainly, indeed, one is able to see this Vishwarup, what you have seen. That means not by Veda, Yajna, Tapasya, Dana, etc. Now see the same thing our Kathopanishad tells. Nayamatma pravajanena labhya na medhaya na bhuvana shrutena. Then yamai vesha vrunute tena labhya. He who chooses Paramatma and Paramatma alone to the exclusion of everything, to him alone the Lord reveals. Not that he gains, it is the revelation of the Lord. Here also. Bhaktya, by devotion it is possible. Now, kim vishishtaya bhaktya? What is the speciality of this devotion? Ananyaya. Ananyaya bhaktya. Ananyaya means apruthak bhutaya bhagavataha anyatra pruthak na kadachid api ya bhavati satu ananya bhaktihi. That devotion which is apruthak bhutaya bhagavataha, which does not keep you separate away from Paramatma. Because na kadachid api ya bhavati, not even a moment, no, under no condition, the Lord is denied. That is called as Ananya Bhakti. So sarvaihi api karnaihi vasudevat anyad nauvalabhyate. Therefore, he is all the faculties, his all the thoughts, his all the understandings are concentrated only in the Supreme Divinity. So, na anyat upalabhyate yaya sa ananya bhakti. So for such great devotees, other than the Lord, there is no other topic. If they have to talk, they talk about the Lord. If they don't have to talk, they just keep quiet. Therefore, in the 10th chapter also, Bhagavan says that mad chitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantischa mam nityam tushyanti ramanti cha tesham satatayuktanam bhajdan priti purvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So this is what is the Ananya Bhakti. So by this Ananya Bhaktya, so yaya sa Ananya Bhakti taya bhaktya, by this devotion, shakya aham evam vidaha vishwarupa prakaro he arjun jnatum. By this kind of pure devotion, this is called as Ananya Bhakti. Other than this Ananya Bhakti, there is no other way which can reveal this Vishwarup, the divine infinite form, to anybody. So, evam vida Vishwarup prakaro he arjun jnatum shastrataha, na kevalam jnatu shastrataha. So only by studying the scriptures nothing will happen. For you will know the absolute reality according to the scriptures only through devotion. And drashtum cha, sakshat kartum. So scriptures will you go and study about everything? One day somebody asked me this question. Swamiji, you are teaching this Patanjali Yoga Darshan. Do you have the siddhis of the yoga? How can you teach that? I said, anyway, I am abnormal, don't worry about me, forget about it. No, I want to know. I said, okay. My approach is, question is answered by putting another question. You talk about all the time about Brahma. Where is that Brahman? On what tree it is sitting? Therefore, Shastra Adhyan Adhyapan need not mean that you have the experience. Here Bhagavan says, na kevalam jnatum shastrataha drashtum cha sakshat kartum. By this devotion, not only you get the knowledge about me, but also you will have the experience. And experience is possible only by the divine grace, not by any other methods. Therefore, sakshat kartum, then tatvena tatvataha cha praveshtum moksham cha gantum parantapa. So there are three stages. First, study of the scriptures. And we stop there. We can't go beyond that. And we can go beyond that only by the divine grace. And it is by the divine grace alone we will be able to appreciate and become aware about the divine presence in and out, in and through every experience of ours. Experience will start that other than the divine there is none else. And the last step is tattvataha praveshtum cha, and then merging in the absolute. So what are these different stages? First is the chitta ekagrata, with the apara vairagya, then sampradnyat samadhi and viveka khyati, and then the asampradnyat samadhi and hanopayaha. In this manner, these are the three stages. So, tatvena tatvaha praveshtum cha moksham cha gantum parantapa. Adhuna sarvasya Gita shastrasya sarabhutaha artha nishreyasarthaha anushtheyjatvena samuchitya uchyate. Now, in this last verse of this 11th chapter, Bhagavan is telling the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Sankshepataha. For what reason? Nishreyasarthaha. This is the only thing which will do absolute good to us. And anushtheyatvena. And this has to be practiced by everyone. Anushtheyatvena means it is not only for reading and forgetting. It has to be practiced in life. And in this manner, this is the most important message which is elaborated in the 12th chapter. So this 55th verse of 11th chapter becomes an introduction to the 12th chapter of Gita. This is how I told you always. Every chapter by itself is complete, and in addition to that, every chapter leads to the next chapter. This is how independently as well as in a row, a garland way, Bhagavad Gita is a complete Shastra. Mat karma krut mat paramaha mad bhakta sangha varjitaha nirvaira sarva bhuteshu Yasamameti Pandava. Mat karma krut. Madartham karma mat karma. Tat karoti iti mat karma krut. So, what is the practice of this Ananya Bhakti? Because now the instruction is Anushtheyatvena. We have to do this Anushtan. So the first Anushtan, Mat Karma Krut. Madartham Karma Karoti iti Mat Karma. Everything is done for the sake of the Lord. See? So what are the things that we do, and with what we do? We do by body, by speech, and by mind. So by the body, mind, and the speech, we function in this world. So what is the meaning of the Mat Karma? Let every action of our body be an expression of worship of the Lord. So through the gross body, we have only one type of expression, and that is the expression of service. And when we serve somebody, we can never have the arrogance of superiority. That's how important it is. And when we serve somebody, we conquer the laziness, the shackles of the gross body. A servant can never afford to be lazy. See? So both the things. When we serve somebody through the gross body, first benefit is we conquer our anasya nidra pramad, three negativities born out of tamoguna, and second thing, we are never possible to be insulted by anybody, because the servant is never insulted. Servant can never get insulted. It is the boss who gets insulted. And the third and the most important thing, when we serve somebody or everybody, then we have seen something higher and superior in him, then only we can serve. See? So, when we start seeing divine presence in everyone, we will never see the negative points in anyone. That is the meaning, mat karma krut. Then, yad yad karma karomi tat tad akhilam shambho tava aradhana. Then every action of ours becomes the worship of the Lord. With that worshipful attitude we live in this world. See what a difference it makes. Therefore, mat karma krut. Then madartham karma mat karma tat karoti iti mat karma krut. The one who is doing every action of his life for my sake. That means his life is seva oriented, not arrogance oriented. And when we do the seva, we have to see something higher in the other person. So what is the higher that can be seen? 3. Either age or wealth or wisdom. One or the other thing is definitely higher in the other people. See? And with that, when we come in contact with the world, we will never be arrogant, we will never be bitter, we will never have the vengeance, and we will never disrespect the presence of anyone. Mat karma krut. Then mat paramaha. Here also Bhagavad Shankar gives very good commentary. Karoti bhrutyaha swami karma natuho atmanaha parama pretya gantavya gatihi iti swaminam pratipadyate. So, mat paramaha, for him everything is me alone. For example, when a servant works for his boss, does a job in somewhere. No, he doesn't do the job for the sake of that boss. He does the job for the sake of the money. And after he gets that money, with that money, he serves his wife, children, brother, sister, etc. So for him, who is the Parama? So the Swami whom he is serving is only a means. It is not a devotion. It is a bargain. I will do this much work for you, give me this money. And with that money, I will look after somebody. But here, mat karma krut mat paramaha. That means through his devotion to the Lord, he does not want anything other than the Lord. That is mat paramaha. I alone is supreme goal for him. Therefore, pretya gantavya gatihi iti swaminam pratipadyate. Ayam tu mat karma krut mameva paramam gati pratipadyate. But this devotee is working for me and wants me and me alone. Iti mat paramaha. So aham paramaha paragati yasya sa mat paramaha. So all activities are for me, and other than me he wants nothing in this life. See, we all work in this world so that I can get something. To such an extent that we go to the temple not for the sake of the Lord, so that we can get something. Either the worldly desires fulfilled, or we want, some knowledge, or we want something. So our want is the cause behind all our activities. So mat karma krut mat paramaha. Now third, tatha mat bhaktaha. Mameva sarva prakaraihi sarvatmana sarvotsahena bhajate iti mat bhaktaha. Now see. Mat bhaktaha mam eva, to me alone, sarva prakaraihi sarvatmana sarva utsahena utsahasahena or utsahena, with all inspiration, under all conditions, everywhere he is serving me every moment. Mameva bhajate. Mameva bhajate means he does my bhajan, he serves me, and he thinks of me. All the activities of his body, speech and mind, they are directed only to me. So mad bhaktaha. Now further, sangha varjitaha. Sangha varjitaha dhanaputra mitra kalatra bandhu vargeshu sangha varjitaha sangha priti sneha tad varjitaha. If we are attached to any one of them, the wealth, the putra, the children, mitra, the friends, kalatra, the wife, bandhu, the people of our category or the class. So, in all this, if we are attached, we cannot be totally dedicated to the Lord. See? There cannot be full dedication. Therefore, Sanghavarjitaha, upper vairagya has to be there if you want to have the Samprajñat Samadhi. Therefore, Sanghavarjitaha. And then, Sanghavarjitaha, Sangha Priti Sneha Tadvarjitaha. If you are in love with something limited, you can never be dedicated to the infinite, the unlimited. Further, Nirvairaha, Nirgata Vairaha Sarvabhuteshu Shatru Bhava Rahitaha Atmanaha Atyanta Apakara Pravrutteshu Api. So, Nirvairaha, Nirgataha Vaira. The one from whose heart the sense of enmity has disappeared for good. Do you remember this thing I told you once? Even in the dream, even once a sense of bitterness, hatred appears in our mind is not capable to receive the divine grace. To that extent. Nobody, nothing in this world deserves to be discarded out of hatred. Then alone our knowledge is complete. Therefore, what Bhagavan Shankara says, Shatru Bhava Rahitaha Atmanaha Atyanta Apakara Pravrutteshu Api. Even if somebody has done the worst kind of crime against us, even towards them, there should not be a sense of enmity. See? How do we know that we don't have sense of enmity? Unless somebody does something bad to us. Therefore, when somebody is doing some bad to us, understand, hey, examination, isn't it? In examination, we are asked questions, problems, riddles to solve, not to fight. So this is the opportunity given to us by the Lord. You have to take your own examination. Like, one example I'll give you. Long time back, I had that illusion that I can live on simple food without taking anything. That illusion I had. And when I have seen that I have to live breakfast, lunch, dinner, only khichdi, without even a green chili, without anything, it was such a disgust. Till then, no, I don't care. Any food is okay for me. When everything is available, then you talk this language. And when nothing is available, then the real thing comes out. See? Therefore, when we have this notion that I have really deleted all the hatred from our heart, the moment you say, I am ready, Lord says the examiner. And the situation is created in such a manner that you will hate him. And if you win over that, and how do we win? We have seen Maitra, Karuna, Mudita and Upeksha. These are the four methods. Therefore, in this world, when we are living, the most valuable thing in the whole universe is our mind. Please remember this principle. Everything is useless. The most important, valuable thing is our mind. And if this our mind is disturbed, dirty, carrying the load of the vengeance, bitterness, anger, depression, arrogance, guilt, where is the question of the ekagra chitta bhumika? Where is the question of this separation of the purusha from the chitta vritti? It can never happen. Therefore, friends, this is Bhagwan Shankara's commentary, Anushteyatvena. This has to be lived as Anushtan. What is Anushtan? Anushtan is, we decide now during this Chaturmas, I will not take onion, garlic. Every day I will read the whole of Bhagavad Gita, Parayan. Every day I will read all the Panchadashi chapters, Anushtan. And then you can do it. And if you think, if I get time, I will definitely do it. You will never get time in your whole life. So Anushtan means what? Living with commitment is called as Anushtan. All this thing has to be done as a Anushtan. Nirvairaha sarva bhuteshu. Now such a devotee, yaha idrushaha mad bhaktaha, such a devotee of mine, sa mam eti aham eva tasya paragatihi na anyagatihi. Because he is seeking me and me alone. And when he is seeking me and me alone, naturally I will reveal fully to him. See? When the student is extremely capable, fully dedicated, and he really wants to learn, the teacher will never reserve himself if he is a teacher worth calling a teacher. See? He will never reserve himself. He will give wholeheartedly, because there is a receiver who is qualified, deserving, and also longing. This is how it is, only through this pure love, and pure love can remain only when the heart is not having holes of bitterness, anger, jealousy, guilt, hatred, vengeance. No. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. So, idrsha mama bhaktaha saha mam yat eti. He comes to me because ahameva tasya paragati nanyagati kachit bhavati. Ayam tava upadesha ishto maya upadishto he Pandava. Hey Arjun, this upadesha, this loving instruction I have given you, and it is for your good. Therefore, Arjun, practice this. It is extremely necessary that when we are living in this world, there is only one climate in our mind, and that is the climate of pure love. And in pure love, there is never a bargain, there is never calculation, there is never argument, there is never finding faults, there is never teaching a lesson. No. In pure love, like Bhagwan was approached by Arjun, Pita eva putra, sakha eva sakyuhu, and like the priya yar hasideva sodhum. So in that attitude when we live, then alone our devotion is complete and pure. And with that devotion alone the truth is revealed. Therefore, this 11th chapter gives us this whole vision. So what are the visions we have seen? Nirgun Nirakar, Saguna Sakar, and Saguna Nirakar. And all this is possible, complete exhaustive experience, only by the pure devotion to the Lord. With this, the 11th chapter concludes, and on the basis of his experience in this 11th chapter, and with reference to the last instruction, Arjuna asks a question in the 12th chapter, with which the 12th chapter begins. So here we conclude 11th chapter. Om Tatsaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Vishwarupa Darshana Nama Ekadashodhyayaha. So in this Bhagavad Gita, which is of the nature of Upanishad, dealing with the topic of Brahma Vidya and the yoga to attain this Brahma Vidya in the form of dialogue between Bhagavan Krishna and Arjuna, this 11th chapter called as Vishwarupa Darshanam is concluded. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.